system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How the fuck is everybody on this Tuesday, August 25th of the fucking terrible year that is 2020? I hope y'all are having at least a somewhat good, good week going on. I know the fuck I am. So come along and join the magical journey that is the life of Derek. Because you know what? It is fucking fantastic. That's all I gotta say. Last night was the first night of the Republican National Convention. So that's fun. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Yeah. And then, I got a special guest tonight in a performer by the name of Iamkeynotes. So that is going to be fun. I did originally have a musical guest lined up for tonight. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, they will no longer be with us tonight. But that's fine. Because I've always got, cool shit lined up anyway. Because that's what I do. So, anyway. Like I said, the Republican National Convention started last night. And let me tell you what. It was nothing but a shit show. I really want to talk about what I just saw, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hold back, and I'm gonna be good boy. Because there's something that I just saw, and it just makes me laugh. So, let's talk about the Republican National Convention for a second, will we? So let's bring up this one. So this is from Deadline, and this is specifically talking about Stephen Colbert and Trevor Noah. So we're gonna go ahead and go with that article because I read this earlier and it's really fucking funny. So as they pointed out, the highlights and critiqued segments from last week's virtual Democratic convention. Television late-night hosts returned to do the same for this week's Republican National Convention. The first night of the Republican National Convention, I'm just going to call it the RNC, which was held in North Carolina, saw Trump, Tim Scott, Kimberly Guilfoyle, and others make the same case for president, for Trump. From Burns about last night's speeches to Photoshop-heavy skits, there was some late night reacted on the RNC. So the the RNC last night just, you know, it was bad. It was bad, and you know, there's been a bunch of celebrities that have come out and talked shit about it. It's, you know, there's just all I gotta say is I'm glad that I had Ike and Tim on last night, and I didn't have to watch this shit. Went off with any technical glitches or glaring mishaps, despite reports that it was still being planned right up to the last minute. There's definitely an argument to be made that Republicans benefited from exceeding lowered expectations. That doesn't mean everything went smoothly, though. Republicans tried to cover a lot of ground, and some of it was definitely at odds or at times even contradictory. For instance, Republicans tried to make the case that Black Lives Matter protests were driven by extreme left leaning faction in the Democratic Party, when public opinion shows the broad swath of Americans supported underlying reasons driving the protests. Talk to my wife. Similarly, many of tonight's speakers tried to blame China for the coronavirus, of course, because that's what they fucking do. It's the fucking China virus. I'm sorry. Like I said before, at this fucking point, it's become nothing but the fucking Trump virus. Because all... Please pause. Sorry about that. That was about my guest for the night. Um, I'll edit that out of the podcast. So similarly, many of tonight's speakers tried to blame China for the coronavirus when the U.S. delayed taking proactive actions that would have slowed the spread of the virus earlier. And that's exactly what's going on. I mean, all they want to do is point fingers. And the same goes for the Democrats, too. Is that they're all wanting to just point frickin' fingers and try to figure out who's the, to blame, and not actually make a fucking, an attempt to fix anything. Because, oh, it's not my fault. Oh, it's not my fault. It's like, you walk into a fucking, hospital and some guy crashes. Not my patient. Sorry. That's not how life works. When there's millions of Americans, affected by something, and all you want to do is sit there and use it as a political statement and point fucking fingers and say who's to blame and who's not the fucking blame, and, all you're going to do is get the fucking runaround. And that's exactly where we're at. We haven't gotten anywhere. We're not in any better situation than we were before. All we're doing is fucking spinning our wheels, trying to figure out who the fuck's to blame. Welcome to fucking New America. Yeah, let me tell you how great this place is. Let me tell you. Make America great again. I saw this great speech. No, it wasn't a speech. It was like a skit. where these people were walking around Trump rallies and stuff like that, peaceful places, nothing crazy, just regular old Trump supporters, nothing crazy, and they were going around saying, "You guys are talking about make America great again," and they kept asking everybody, "Well, when was America great?" And some people were like, "Oh, well, right after World War II, we were strong, we were this, we were that," and then the host would be like, "Oh, but segregation, women's rights, they couldn't even vote at that time, blah 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 blah." And they're like, "Yeah, except for that kind of stuff, yeah." And then then went to another guy and said, "Oh, the day we signed our Declaration of Independence and the day that we became a country on our own." "Oh, yeah, you mean, except for the slavery stuff and, all that other stuff." "Oh, yeah, well, with that exception." And no one could define a time that was great when it couldn't be reputed by something else. So enough of my chibber jabber. My guest has joined me, and I am excited because I get to have a nice another musical conversation with an amazing musician. So please welcome to the show, Iamkeynotes. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. Good.
Yeah.
Sorry about the mix-up there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I had no idea, man. I was going through like a whole bunch of links. But it's,
Unfortunately, that's what happens when I create all the links at one time, and then everybody gets sent the links, and it gets confusing.
yeah.
You're probably on, Anna Babies or Kai Roses or somebody else's for the link. No big deal, though. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm actually about 4 hours north of where you were raised right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm in the Nova area.
Hold up. Where is that? What? Not like Philly or something?
No, right outside of DC in the Northern Virginia area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So how's you, man? How is everything going for you?
Man, it's on the up. Definitely on the up.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but I mean, outside of the coronavirus, man, I'm just trying to get it. Yep.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, it's rough. I got my mask right here.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of musicians on this show.
Yeah.
Because that's who I primarily talk to for some unknown reason. A lot of actors and actresses, but a lot of musicians too. And the thing that sucks, and I'm a performer as well. I'm a stand-up comic. Not being able to go perform. It doesn't matter if it's in front of 50 people or if it's in front of 15,000 people. Not being able to perform and feed off that energy, regardless of the size of the crowd, sucks ass.
Yeah, it definitely does. Especially for me now, man, because like I really want to see how everybody's reacting to the new me, and with all the buzz and everything that's going on, man, I really want to get out there, but
yeah,
everything keep getting canceled.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that new single that you dropped with DaBaby, it's a badass fucking song, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've been loving about talking to musicians in general on this show is I never hide from the fact that I'm a hardcore metal guy and have been for 30 some years. So for me to actually turn on a rap station, to listen to a country song or whatever the case might be, is hard for me. However, when I can listen to one of my guests and actually just, put all my judgment about rock out, for a second and actually just get down into the nit and gritty of the song.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good. And that new song is badass.
I respect that. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate that.
Hey, it's my pleasure. It's because you deserve the credit for it, man. I mean, when there's a lot of artists out there that are just struggling to make, anything good. You know, they're just throwing shit together. You know, they're pulling up fucking Pro Tools and then they're typing in a bunch of things and going, I got the coolest shit ever. Let me go
Right.
ahead and throw it out there. But
Right.
you know, to actually put something together to something that's gonna get recognized not only by the fan base, but
Yeah.
by artists that are bigger than you that are going to come on and compilate with you and actually help promote you just by doing a little spot on that song, that's when you know you've got something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's it's actually a hard thing to accomplish. I mean, it took me a long time. You know, it really took me a long time, but shoot, I try and do anything that I can to help artists. I mean, I can lead them to the water, but you know, can't help them drink it. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. If they don't know how to drink, they can just get the hell out. So how did um how did that collaboration come together? What exactly how'd that work out? How'd they come together?
Really, what I like to say is relationships. You know, I mean, it's really all about the relationships that you got in the industry. And I had a mutual friend that was he's a starter management. His name is Crash. He had I had a fly in here, man. I'm sorry. But he pretty much put the connections together. He had the connection with the baby. He used to manage his manager as an artist, and he pretty much connected that together. He knew Petey Pablo, so he pretty much just put everything together, sent the money through, you know, and just got it started. I mean, it's been this song right here has been probably the biggest headache that I've had with any song, period.
Why is that?
Because when you're dealing with artists that, you know, are signed to big, you know, major record labels, there's a lot of limitations. And also with coronavirus being here, it's hard to set up anything for a video. It's just a lot. And then, you know, as you start to grow as an artist, it starts to also become, everybody wants something, you know, everybody wants something out of something. So then it just becomes a lot of confusion, and, you know, things just start to become a big headache. At first, I didn't even like the song. You know, I was like, I didn't care for the beat. I was like, but I knew it was a good situation. So I just did what I could, and I made about 4 verses, and then I just stuck with one and stuck with the hook and let it go.
Do you feel the same about the song now?
Uh,
Be honest. This show is as real as it gets, bud.
I mean, I like it, but it's not one of my favorites. No, it's definitely not one of my favorites. I have better material, so that one is. I mean, it's definitely something that gets people to, you know, groove and stuff like that. But I mean, I can't say it's one of my favorites. I don't dislike it anymore. Okay. I like it, but it's not my favorite.
So you have other songs that have already come out, or that are on the same album that are
things that are about to come out.
To come out. Okay.
Yeah. Other big artists. That my whole next project, the EP is really gonna be. It's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Really.
Good.
And I don't say that as a brat, because, you know, a lot of artists be like, yeah, I got the hottest shit. You know, I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm creating, like, I don't feel like that was like a timeless song. That has its moment, you know. But I have some songs that are really going to be, you know, timeless. You know, just a never die.
So with that song specifically, then you said you didn't like the beat at first. I mean, and you said you like it now, but it's still not one of your favorites. So what was the problem? I mean, did you write the whole song? Did you do the beats? Did somebody else do it for you? Did they kind of force you into it? And then you kind of made it your own, but at the same time, it wasn't what you wanted. I mean, what exactly was the story behind it?
So they originally already did their verses. They already did their verses. 20 made the beat, and at that point, I was like, all right, let me just figure something out. I inquired about it. I was like, maybe I should do a track. He was like, all right, well, let me see if I can make something happen, because I was already working on something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was the right time, just coincidental, and really that's how it happened. So it wasn't I got forced into it. It did become more of a, hey, you need to do this. You need to do this. Like after it was like, I agreed to do it, because I was kind of going to back out a little bit, just because I didn't want to deal with the headache, all of the extra stuff that comes with like the business aspect of it. I just rather just do my own thing with less hands involved. But it went,
So as time goes by, and I'm sure you already know this. I mean, you might know it now, and you're gonna feel it later. That shit's gonna happen a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Especially as you get bigger and people try to control your shit and say, if you want to make it big, if you want to be the next, big ear, we want to be the next Pac, or you want to be the next so and so, you got to do this.
Right.
But at the same time, they didn't get anywhere by listening to those people saying, I got to do this. So what eventually are you going to do to say, enough's enough? I'm my own guy, and if you don't like it, shove it up your ass. No, I'm just being honest, because I mean that's just what it is.
Yeah. I think logical. I definitely think logical about everything. So if everything makes sense, I do what I gotta do. I just don't do anything. I'm not gonna do anything that goes against my morals. I don't think you're gonna put me in a skirt. Don't think I'm gonna wear a dress in a movie, or like nothing ridiculous. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't care about the money. I don't care about none of that. But I pretty much put my foot down now. With my management team, I got a lot of control. I have a lot of control. I pretty much do everything that I want, but with strategy. Definitely do what I need to do and what I want to do with strategy. But I mean, when I became the president of the label, I also realized I see a bigger picture of what needs to be done. God into, because I've been kind of like the guinea pig. So I'm also leading the way, or carving a path for the rest of our artists so that we can get where we need to go. So
that's awesome. See, that's what I like to hear, because I mean, I hear, there's so many stories out there, going back to Queen and Elton John and even Ozzy, and then as recent as frickin' Taylor Swift. I mean, they made her be country, and then they made her be pop, and she just kind of said, whatever, I'm doing whatever they want me to do, and but they lose identity that way. And if it wasn't for Elton or Queen standing up for themselves, they would have never been who they are today. So standing up for yourself and standing for what you believe in is the biggest thing you could possibly do in entertainment, period. Not just rock, rap, pop, whatever, comedy, acting, Broadway, whatever the case might be. Be yourself. Because you're gonna get tossed to the wolves otherwise. So so you were raised in Portsmouth and then in northern North Carolina. What was your journey like to get where you are today?
I'm laughing because it's just the story is so long, man. But
I got you for another 35 minutes.
All right.
So here's the thing, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm unlike any other podcaster, any other interviewer you will ever talk to. Because not only do I want nothing but real shit. I don't have anything in front of me telling me about you. The only thing I knew about you is what your new single was and where you grew up. Everything else I want to hear comes out of your mouth. I don't care what Wikipedia says or Spotify says or what, my PR rep sent me to. I'm not doing that. I want to know directly from you. The other thing about my show is it's very, very real in the fact that I deal with mental health issues. I'm bipolar and I have high anxiety.
Okay.
So when people come to my show, they come to see, you or anybody else that they're coming to see a different side.
Yeah.
Because they can go to Entertainment, they can go to Blabbermouth, they can go wherever they want to listen, read another article about you that's just going to get the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Here, it's all about real, and I want to know the deep, dark shit if you're willing to talk about it. I want to know about your stress levels. I want to know about how you get through the day, because you know what? The guy that out there that listens to my show specifically just because he has bipolar disorder and wants to know how I get through my day or you get through your day, if he can say to himself, if they can do it, so can I, then we did our job. So let the realness and the long story come out, because I want to hear it all, brother.
All right. So, all right. So yeah, I was born and raised in Portsmouth, Virginia. Went through some struggles out there. I'm gonna give you the nitty gritty, but I'm gonna try and skim through it. Give you a good portion of it. I I moved to North Carolina, I think my 10th grade year. Yeah, my 10th grade year. And I went through school there, went to Charlotte, then I moved to Gastonia. So I kind of I moved around. I had to stay with my aunt and uncle for about a year. I went to school with them. Went through a lot of stuff over there. Dealing with alcoholism, stuff like that. So more so I didn't get abused or nothing like that, but I was I say verbally abused. You know, where they feeling like I'm not gonna succeed, and that a lot of the time that came with the alcohol talking. So, and I started more so my thing for a long time was basketball. I was big on basketball. So I played basketball in school. I did try to go to college. I started with a summer thing. And it was like not a community college, but I can't even remember. It was so long ago. Anyway, I went to I went and did that. They was gonna have me starting and everything like that, but then I had an issue with a child support issue, so that wasn't gonna work out. I didn't know at the time because my mom didn't tell me. She tried to protect me from anything with my dad and all of that stuff. At that point, I've been raised pretty much by my mom. My dad, he is around now. He is around. Me and him gained a good relationship. We definitely cool. He supports me now, but it did take a long time for me to get my family on board to understand that this is real, that I can do this. But after school, I moved back. I moved with my dad, and I got to know him a lot better. At that point, I was really in the street. So, I was about 17 years old. I was really in the street, smoking, I'm drinking, partying, whatever, doing all kind of stuff. But I was still at that point I was making music on a little tape recorder, things like that, doing the basic stuff. I was using a program called Audacity. I'm pretty sure you know what it is. So yeah, I used to have my little computer mic. I used to throw a sock on that shit and just start rapping because I started off rapping. So that was funny. So that I thought that I was better than what I was. Like a lot of artists, I thought I was better than what I was, but I just kept on working with it. I failed a lot at that time because I was more into women, So a lot of the time I was going through a lot of bad relationships, women cheating on me and things like that. But I was really a go hard, this if I'm with you, I'm with you. That was always how I was. But they would always assume that I was more of the help. But that wasn't me. You taking how, whatever you see or whatever the case and, carrying me like that. So a lot of them used to cheat on me. I caught one of my girlfriends in the bed with another dude. I think that was back in 2011 or 2010. That wasn't cool. That definitely took me over the edge. And matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you the story. So I went to work a fun fact that don't nobody know is that I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese. So
Awesome.
yeah, I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese. I started off as Chucky. I was in the mouse suit. I got the job because I could flip. I went in there. I was like, I'll do flips in this suit. I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. I need a job. And she was like, you can do a flip? I was like, I'll do one right now. Did a back tuck. She's like, you got the job. You got the job. I was like, all right, cool. So one day that I had to go to work, she stayed in Norfolk. She went to NSU. So she stayed in Norfolk. I stayed the night over there and I went home. Well, I went to work that day. I said, I don't think that I'm going to come back because I'm going across the water. I might not come back tonight. But I was like, whatever. I got off early. I called her. Wasn't answering the phone. But she always told me, just come in. Just come in. You know, you're my boyfriend. Just come in. I was like, all right. Because she used to leave her door open because she had somebody staying with her that didn't have a key. So I got over there. I saw that her TV was on, but she wasn't answering the phone. And I was like, okay, she's here. You know, so I knocked. But her phone was actually, her cell phone was off, but her house phone was on. So I went upstairs. I was knocking on the door. And I was like, man, I came all the way over here, man. Let me try and open this door. Open the door. I go in, and her door was closed. And I knocked again. I'm like, why am I knocking? Went in, saw what I saw. I saw what I saw. And I didn't even, it's crazy because I didn't even flip out. I just had to swallow a big bullet. I was just like, wow, you know, that's crazy, you know. And then the first thing that came out of her mouth, she said, baby, it's not what it seems. Just like the movies. I was like,
what is this, a Shaggy video?
yeah.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. So she started trying to grab me. I mean, I just kept pushing her off and stuff like that. And that definitely added fuel to the fire for me to continue to grow. Chris Brown came out with Take You Down. When Chris Brown came out with that, I said, you know what? I want to try and sing. He getting all the girls. I'm like, anytime that you can make everybody hump the floor off because you sing, I got to start doing this. I got to figure this out. I started off, I wasn't sounding good at all. First song that I sung was by T-Pain. You Can't Believe It. Yeah, I Can't Believe It. I started singing that. I needed like hella auto-tune. So I used auto-tune and it still sounded bad, man. But but I tried. And I just kept on. At that point, I'm the type of person that I have to be good at the things that I do. You know, anything that I'm doing, I just strive to be. I don't try to be better than anybody else. I just have to be better than what I expect. You know, so I just kept on working on it every day. I was dancing already. That was like my main thing after basketball. I started dancing. I went to NSU. That's how I met that girl as well. We was on the same dance team. But I was dancing all the time, but I was also recording while I was there at the studio. Then, man, what happens next? I just kept on working on singing for a good little while. Major point, I think, so 2012, that's when I joined the Army. So I went Army National Guard. And that was just because I was like, I don't know how this music thing is gonna work out. I want to put all my eggs in this basket. So because I'm doing that, I need to have some type of backup plan. So I'll do reserve, and if all else fails, I'll go active. So that was the plan. So I quit my job, joined the Army, went to boot camp, blah, 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 blah. Got done, got my unit. I was back in North Carolina because I joined from there. So when I quit my job, I went and stayed with my mom for a little while and joined from there. So did my thing in the Army. Then as time went past, I met somebody in the Army when I was at field training, and he was into music as well. He met my first manager. Sad to say, his brother passed away, but at the funeral, he met a mutual friend, and his mutual friend, he met my manager, which his brother was a mutual friend at the funeral. So that's how that came about. he at first it started off like, okay, you pay me for the services, pay me to do this, pay me to do that, and that was like $500 a month. It gets expensive, so we couldn't do it anymore, and he just said, "Fuck it, let's just do it. You dope." We started making a lot of connections. Coke Boys hit me up on Instagram. I made a song called "What's the Play," which I'm actually starting to, I say, reinventing it now. It just got re-released, so it's a really dope song. But they hit me up on that, and I met them. That's when I learned how to move as an artist. So I kind of learned a lot of the fake stuff that goes on in the industry. Because you think that these artists are all this, all that, but half of the time it's not what it seems, and it's not as organized as everybody thinks. So that's what I thought. I thought it was organized and all of this good stuff. I see all the chains and the jewelry and all of that, but people they sharing jewelry. Half of them got jewelry. They don't have cars, things of that nature. But I learned how to move as an artist. Went to clubs, they had like a little club tour. I started learning the game like that. I formed a real decent relationship with them. So that was like the mecca of where everything started, so far as like the relationships with people that do have industry connects. Then time rolls again. A couple years down the line, I can't even skip that far. Studio situation. I found a real good studio situation. It was called W Entertainment. His name was DJ Wood. He had a real good situation for me, allowed me to come record all the time. He just believed in me. So that was the first step, finding somebody that believed in me. Then I went to 3 colleges. I went to 3 colleges because at this time I was looking for a team. So I went to 3 colleges. I was looking for a videographer. I went, when you're trying to network and talk to people, you deal with a lot of bullshit and people that really are bullshitting, but whatever. So I went through a lot of that, but I ended up finding a real solid guy to shoot my videos, follow me around, do vlogs and things of that nature. Then I got with a model to help me do a video. Then I started formulating a good system of a team. And when I go into clubs and things of that nature, I would have a cameraman behind me, so just to have people say, who is that? Who is that? Just to bring some attention. That got me a good little ways. Within the Army, I met another girl. She was, I also caught her cheating, the same exact way. The same exact way. But this time, man, it was way more of a serious situation, really serious situation, because we were living together. So yeah, so we had a fallout, and I went ahead because I'm not gonna put my hands on the female, so that I had to leave because I was that pissed off, So I went ahead and left. I packed up my stuff. I said, I'm just gonna leave for a little bit. You can do your thing in here, but I'll be back. We just need to cool it for a little while. So every now and then I would come back. I went to stay with my dad, and when I came back one time, I noticed that she was acting weird and really weird. So one of the days I came back, not trying to catch her, I just knew it was a potential that I could catch her doing some stupid shit. But it was in the morning time. That was what was weird about it. I came in the morning, and I left my gun at the time. I had a gun. I left it in the car because I thought that I was like, if I find out anything crazy, I'm gonna shoot the place up. So I left the gun in the car. I went in there, and she had it was a guy sleeping on the floor in the front room, and there was a dude in the bedroom with her. I didn't go in there because I already knew. I waited like not even 5 minutes. They both came out, and I still thought to do something, but because I felt like I had a situation, I mean, it killed me not to do anything. It really did. But now looking back at it, I'm like, it served a purpose. But it made me feel like I lost a big sense of my manhood because, I never been a chump. I'm not a chump. It was just that I had something bigger going on. So a bigger vision. So I didn't do anything. I just cut everything off. just cut everything off. And that actually has been what I have used for all of this time to fuel my fire. And at that point, it was kind of like a breaking point with me because I at that point I lost everything. Dealing with her, trying to get her straight and all of that stuff. And I pretty much lost everything. I lost my car, lost my crib, lost my job. I still had the Army though, which was always the plan. Still had the Army, but I went through a long period of depression, a real long period of depression, and I'm still trying to get it. I went out and got my CDL so that I could drive trucks. Did that for about 2 years, and then I said, okay, my contract is up with the Army. It's pretty much up. What do I need to do? And I went active because music still wasn't doing what I needed it to do. So now I'm actually active duty, working. I'm a sergeant in charge of soldiers and things of that nature, and I'm just making music as much as I possibly can. I'm doing a lot of business. I go to work, I come home, and I'm back at work. It's a nonstop relationship building. It's never ending, and just practicing on the craft. And I also help other artists get to where they need to be. Creating services as long as they understand that is a budget that's needed for everything that you do in the industry. You just have to have a budget. Have to have some type of money to put toward. And I know that. Like whatever you do, you just have to have some type of money. And when you don't is when you have genuine relationships with people. And then even then, that still can't save you from having to put something up sometime. Like it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And now, I'm pretty much here right now at this point. Bust It Down went platinum. We hit #1 on a Billboard, and we working on more music, more tracks. Working on putting the EP out, and yeah.
So I want to go ahead and rewind a second and touch on something that you just talked about. You said that when you caught that second woman cheating on you, you felt like you lost a piece of your manhood. Why is that?
Because deep down, you feel like nobody will let that fly. And then, just having to explain that situation to anybody is like, oh no, hell no, I would have done this, I would have done that, I would have, and also knowing in my heart, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just fly off, but it wouldn't have helped me none if I would have done that. I'd have been in jail, if I would have done that. So, but just knowing what I wanted to do, because I went through a lot of pain over one relationship. And anybody that's been in deep relationships, they understand that pain can get real. It can get real deep, and it can get real dark to the point where you want to kill yourself over a relationship. Because you wondering, why would you do something like this to me when I've been your backbone? When I've been doing this, I've been doing that. It's it was definitely a dark moment, but I felt like I lost my manhood because I felt like, still to this day, I feel like I should I should have done something. I should have done something instead of just sitting there gulping like, I can't believe this. Yeah, like I yelled at her a little bit, but it didn't get the point across.
But in that moment, see, this is where the mental health stuff comes in. See what happens here? See what I do to you? So in that moment, let's be realistic. Say we had beaten that guy's ass, or did something you would have definitely regretted and whooped her ass, or did something stupid along those lines.
Yeah.
Would you have gotten your manhood back?
Man, I feel like yeah.
That is not the answer I was expecting.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, man, because just knowing that he's still walking out, walking around chilling, like, yeah, I fucked his girl, and like all that shit, like in his house, on his bed, it's like, wow. At this point, yeah, I could point and laugh, but it's still like it doesn't do it enough justice. Just
Yeah.
not enough justice.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been through that before. My first wife, man, cheated on me left and right. But my dumbass self stuck around.
Right.
Because I was also, once I found out she was cheating, I said, "Oh, it's free game, pussy fest."
Right.
so I went and did my thing, but I stuck around, and it fucked me up. But at the same time, I look back on it now, and it's like there was literally nothing I could have done.
Right.
It had nothing to do with me. It probably had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with the woman, because what I've learned in life, especially when it comes to relationships,
Yeah.
it is not my job, and it will never be my job to make my wife happy.
Right.
It is never my wife's job to make me happy. The only person that can make me happy is me.
You.
So if they're, regardless of how well you treat them and how happy they are with you, if they're unhappy on the inside, they're going to do what the fuck they want to anyway. So, it had nothing to do with, your manhood or anybody else's. It just had to do with her lack of respect for herself.
Right. Right.
So if that helps you at all, listen to Guru Derek. He knows all.
Yeah, man.
Or at least that's the lies I tell people.
Hey, I got you, Guru.
Hey, man. We got to stick together.
Exactly, man. That's a hard time, man. That is it's a hard thing. But stuff like that, it really made me stronger. And when you go through situations like that, you lose a sense of your self-worth. And I definitely got my self-worth back after the time that I spent being depressed off of it. Definitely got my self-worth back, and I don't trip. I just keep on. But that's why work keeps me going. If I get steady, then I start thinking about stupid shit and whatever. I got to keep on moving. So this has definitely been like my alibi to keep stability, mental stability. I mean, I do suffer from anxiety. I have bad anxiety. I mean, I have anxiety attacks and things of that nature. I mean, it can get pretty bad. I don't know exactly what triggers it, but most of the time I think is when I have like a shock, like I'm shocked about something, or I'm put on the spot about something that I really have to address at that moment, and I don't want to, or something like that. Then I just get crazy. I can't control it. I start crying and like all this crazy shit and can't breathe. But yeah, but I mean, I handle it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Get whatever medication that you can. I can't smoke anymore, so I guess that's out the window. I wish I could, but that's out the window.
Why's that?
Because I'm in the Army.
Oh, you're still in the Army.
Yeah. I'm active duty right now.
You're still active duty.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yep.
How long before you get out?
I got till next year, November. November. So, I mean, and I still, even though I do have a lot going on, a lot of positive, nothing is guaranteed. So, I'm gonna let them know that I'll re-enlist. I just keep on until I have it in my hand, like, until I have the whole thing going, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing and go from there. I try to tell a lot of people, a lot of artists, to focus on your life first. That's just from my experience, because if you're not living right, things aren't gonna be right, and especially with whatever dream that you're chasing, it gets real rough if you're not stable in life. Like a lot of rappers will rap, buying clothes and jewelry and stuff, and then they don't have a car, and it's not even because they can't get one. They just haven't. They don't feel like it. You know, like they feel like it's okay to, you know, just call somebody to take them up there, whatever.
So you think you're gonna re-enlist next year?
Be honest with you, probably not. But I will. I will re-enlist. But I mean, if music really takes off like it should, I'll be getting out. Just because it's gonna be too much of a hassle, and it's gonna be a conflict of interest for the Army anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to get out. But as of right now, I'm just going with the punches, just going with the flow.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, you know, at first having that backup plan, you know, is always a smart thing. However, once you get to a certain age, it's like, you know what, you need to fucking dive into the deep end, and just learn how to swim.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if you have the right people behind you, telling you, hey, you can do this. You're doing the right things. You know, keep trucking. If you've got that group of people behind you, and you know damn well that they're waiting for that paycheck because they know you're going to take off eventually, then you know you got guns going someone on. But if they're waiting for that paycheck and they come to you and say, dude, just fucking stop, it's one of those things. But if you got that team, man, it's all about, in some cases, just diving head first and drowning for a little bit, because when you drowned, that's when you really find who you are. And your stress level is going to go through the roof. That anxiety is going to go through the roof. You're going to have depressive days where you can't even get out of bed. Especially if you already suffer from some type of mental illness. But the moment that you can get that taste in your mouth, the moment that you can smell it, you might not be able to see it yet, but you can taste it and you can smell it. It's in the air. It's like, you know, you're driving through, a good, that part of town that has the best barbecue in the fucking city, and you can smell it. And you can, just your nose alone can direct you to that little hole in the wall with these 60, 70-year-old Southern ladies just yelling at you, get your fucking order and go. And if you can find that hole in the wall, you know you fucking made it. And that's sometimes the only way to do it, is just trust your taste and trust your smell. The eyes will deceive you, but that taste does not go away. If it's there, it's there.
Right, and you definitely are right about that, and that's really what point I'm at. I'm probably even past that point. Like if I were to quit right now, although I can't, but if I were to be able to, I actually probably make it a little faster, because it's a lot of things, a lot of people that I need to move around to. Like I need to go to Atlanta right now, but I can't go. I can't just up and leave. Whereas if I wasn't here, or if I wasn't bound to the Army, I would be able to just go out here and knock this stuff out. Go to whatever studio they need me to go to, do whatever interviews, but right now I can't, and I mean, I have conversations with a lot of artists in the industry, a lot of producers, like now I'm in the industry. I'm like literally, collaborating with them and talking and learning and all that, whereas before it wasn't, it would have been so much of a risk,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, now it would kind of be like I can do it, and with what I'm doing, finally the music is paying for itself. So I would definitely be able to survive. I can't act like I'm not a little nervous. I can't act like I'm not nervous, but I mean, gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So I mean,
Where are you stationed at now?
I'm in Fort Drum. I'm in New York. Yep.
Gotcha. How you like it up there?
I hate it. I hate it here, man. It's depressing. When you asked me, I just thought about all the fucking snow, and
oh, it's coming.
Yeah, and just how because this is a infantry division. I'm not infantry. I drive trucks, which we work hand in hand with the infantry, but everything is just infantry. I get it gets old, man. Like just like anything, like all the rules, all the regulations, and it does get old. I'm not gonna bash the army, and I'm not gonna bash them, but it gets it's old. Anybody that's been in for a long time, they know. So I mean,
Yeah, most of my friends that I have been in for a long time. Because when I was in school, we were all ROTC buffs,
oh yeah,
and I mean my best friend of 20 some years is a captain now, and she's somewhere classified right now.
yeah,
She's doing something over there, somewhere in the Middle East. And her husband is special forces as well. So I mean, that's a military family, and I've got a friend that graduated a year before me who just became a lieutenant colonel. Is
oh
is an Apache fucking airman. I got so many friends in the military, but that is their life, that is their passion.
yeah, yeah. And
But if it was just your backup plan, I can
right.
imagine wanting to get out when you can.
Right. I do my best. I definitely do my best with what with everything that I do. So
Oh, absolutely.
even with being here and not knowing that I really don't want to be here, I do my best. But I think what keeps me striving is just my desire to really help people. So now I'm able. When I ranked up and everything, it really put me in a position to be able to help people that were coming up because I came up on bad leadership. So that's what really makes me thrive, to be able to show people that it's other things in life. Is just all kind of, I teach every day. That's like my main thing. Just teaching and for the people that want to learn, I teach them everything, which means I got to do a lot of studying myself because I can't just be guiding them to the wolves.
Yeah. So you're stuck up in New York. You can't do any touring. You got some music that's getting ready to get released. You just had this huge single be released. What's your plan for the next 6 months, year?
To really to keep going hard, I'm gonna release the EP, like you just said, release this music, and just keep on aiming for the money, man. That's really at the moment. That's really the main goal. Not just money, but just to keep on building my brand. Get as big as I can. I'm not really too focused on the fame. I'm not too focused on, because how with popularity, what comes with it, and I mean,
Shit.
it's already, yeah, it's crazy because it's already getting ridiculous, really
Yeah.
ridiculous. I just got a phone call today that somebody tried to use me as leverage. That somebody we don't know. They tried to use me as leverage to get in with another record label. And it's kind of like they were pretty much trying to market them. And we like, huh? Like, we don't know that. So they pretty much took credit for saying that they marketed me. And I'm just like, wow,
Hey, that's when you know you've made it. When people are using your name for fake situations,
yeah, like
it's like that first time you get your first stalker. That first stalker's like, oh yes, I fucking made it. Second stalker, on the other hand, that's a little creepy. But that first one, that's a sign. That's like a rite of passage.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram stalkers, just a bunch of the weird shit that you see. It's just like, what the, like, you just don't even imagine that people really are like that. I mean, all the scammers. I done been scammed probably about 20 times. I done lost thousands of dollars behind scams. Now people trying to scam off of me. People talking to Petey Pablo, talking to the baby, all of that stuff, saying that they work with me and they help with. I mean, and they calling us and they saying, this guy. And we like, I don't know. That's crazy.
That's messed up, man.
It's
That's
crazy.
so fucked up. Yeah, I mean, even on the level I do, I mean, comedy and the talk show podcast. I don't even know what the fuck this show is anymore. It's a live talk show, but it goes into a podcast later, so it's just a show.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. It's just the show. I get people all the time, copying everything I fucking do, and then or will ask me for advice, give me advice,
Right.
and then so I'll give them advice, and then they go and make a YouTube video with the advice I just gave them, trying to teach people the stuff and then not give me any fucking credit.
No
And then
way.
not only in that video, this happened. This is recent. Not only in that video did they try to teach other people what I taught them, not give me any credit. They also said, well, I learned this from somebody. However, I don't like the way he did it, and so I'm just not going to mention him at all. She completely fucking dissed me the entire time. And it's like, what the fuck? I went off, man. And it's like one of those idiot fucking... I don't believe in social media promoters. I think that is one of the biggest crocs of shit, thing you could possibly ever do. But when you got a social media promoter talking about how great they are, and they have fucking 400 fans on their fucking Instagram, and you go to their YouTube channel and they might have 1 or 2 views per fucking episode or per video, but yet they're a social media. Fuck you.
Right. I mean, yeah, it gets weird. I that's funny, man. I just gave somebody some advice. I think last night or this morning. One or the other. He was like, obviously you're doing some real good. And it's somebody that I knew from the past. He's been in the studio with me. And he asked me. He said, obviously you're doing some real good marketing. You got any tips? And I was like, I mean, I don't know where to start, but I just started saying like, hey, Instagram. I mean, anybody can hear this because. Like, even though this is what I do, that don't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. I'm just doing what works for me, So I'm like, Instagram, what I've noticed is that they like a lot of videos. Right now, it's just everybody just likes videos. They don't really care too much about what you actually do. They really want to be in your personal life. And they want, they like memes and quotes and stuff like that, stuff that they doing things that they can relate to. And I just told him, different. Just is a bunch of different things that I am doing, and he was like, all right, thanks. I was like, well, no problem.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody wants a piece of what you got too.
Yeah. I mean, I've been working at this shit for so long, though. I mean, sometimes it's crazy when when you get to a certain point, and I'm just looking back like, wow, like y'all really look at me like I'm this and I'm that, and I don't, like, I mean, I'm a humble guy, like I'm just like I'm not doing anything that you can't do. We got the same 24 hours. You just gotta know how you use it. I'm not doing anything different. I work hard at my craft, and as long as people can really work hard on their craft and be honest people. I just got scammed out of $1,000 just recently over a video. They supposed to be making me a animated video. It's been 4 months. They wanted paperwork, but we gave them paperwork for y'all, like argued and screamed over paperwork, and now you just ignore me and stuff like that. So now I have way more leverage to use a lawyer. Like really just. But it's just kind of like I don't get this. It just gets awkward, man. Real awkward.
Yeah, and that's how they'll, again, people are always out to take your shit.
Yeah. Or they start seeing that you're doing something. Either they want to hop on board or they want to try and hinder you.
Yeah. And those people are just jealous of your success.
It's crazy.
Dude, I have a lot of faith in you, and I think that you're going to go places. Like I said, I mean, when you can get a metal guy to listen to a track from a rap guy and actually have, a respect for it on a level, because I don't like electronic beats, and I've always been an advocate for people actually playing their own instruments.
Yeah.
But when you have vocal talent and you can actually use your vocals as an instrument, that
Yeah.
takes it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rappers out there that will use auto tune or slow down their fucking vocals, and it just sounds like this, and I
Yeah.
don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
It's like that's not music to me. But
Right.
if you have an electronic sound behind you, that's cool. I mean, more power to you. But at the same time, if you can overshadow that electronic beat with the vocals of of an instrument, that really just kind of carry it,
Yeah.
that sets you apart right there, and I think you do that, bro.
Man, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Really, I mean, it's like hearing it, it's like, man, because just knowing where I started with it, knowing where I started, it's just like, man, I really appreciate that. And I actually want to start getting into more rock. I have like some army buddies, man, that send me rock and roll songs, man. Like there's this one guy's name is Sergeant Sherman. That's my guy. He always every day just sending me new rock songs and stuff. I mean, because I really like it, and I want to like. I know I'm black, but you know what I'm saying. Like I want to like create some of that some of that type of music. But at first I used to say, man, they just screaming and da 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 da. And then when I started really getting deep into music, I'm like, shit, I can't fucking do that shit.
Screaming is on a level that it takes years and understanding and knowing how to use your vocal cords and closing off your lungs to a certain degree and just kind of push it takes skill, and a lot of people just don't get that. And but let me tell you what, you said you're black, so who gives a shit? Dude, LaShawn of Seven Dust is black. Fucking, there's there's an old band that not around anymore named God Forbid. 350-pound black dude, about 6'5", with dreads as long as he was tall, fucking just oh my god, name of the band was God Forbid. But I mean, that is, when I go to a show, especially a festival, I see everybody unified at a rock show. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Muslim, Korean, whatever. It's nothing but love at those places. And it just, it is the greatest thing in the world. So if you and when I can hear a good fusion of metal and rock, people that can really pull it off, then you've got something. Because I mean, taking two different things that shouldn't go together that you can make work, more power to you. Ice-T is the biggest example of that. Him and Body Count. I mean, God, I mean that's been around for nearly 30 years now.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got bands like Falling in Reverse with the lead singer of Ronnie Radke. He can do both. He's a white guy, but he can both rap and sing.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much out there, man. I mean, if you can capitalize on that and still bring your regular audience over with you and then expose them to the other side of the business, and then you get this new side of the business that's exposed to you and kind of take them back over to the rap side of it. That's music. Music is unity. Music, it unifies everybody.
Yeah.
Except for the skinheads, fuck them. But it unifies everybody. Yeah. And the more we are able to have music that incorporates everything, when a country artist tells me that his favorite band is Avenged Sevenfold, that's my dude. And I have a good friend who's a country artist that's been on the show countless times. And again, he's a country artist, but he loves Avenged Sevenfold. And it's like cool, and it's one of those things, again, that just unifies people. And if we had more people just doing music and going to concerts and just having love, life would be fucking better.
It would, man.
Period.
I got so much respect for for just the whole rock genre, man. You know, like, cause I can't say I kind of been like studying it, like not studying it to create it, but just like just how they playing the instruments. You know, like I didn't seen them seen them in the studios actually recording this shit live, and I'm just like, damn, y'all really do this shit. You know, I'm like, y'all really doing this shit, and you know, being on stage, just having the energy. Their videos are always really creative. Like, I mean, I even been listening to a band called The Who. I don't know too much about them.
Wait a minute, the Who, the HU?
Yeah.
Oh my, I see. I cannot see. That is one band I cannot.
I'm in the wrong direction.
You're in the wrong direction, man.
Hey, but you know, it's another. I don't know the names off back. I got them all on my phone, and I go straight down the list. And some of these guys can really genuinely sing. Like, they can really sing. I'm like, oh shit. When I found that out, I'm like, man. But they also can just, you know, can growl, you know, scratch their voice. They can take it up so high. I can't do that shit. I mean, because you still have to stay on pitch. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, there's some screamers and there's some growlers that don't growl or scream on pitch. But it's the ones that can. You know, Corey Taylor of Slipknot, that guy has a 4-octave range and he can growl and scream in key. There's another lady, lead singer of a band called In This Moment. Check them out. They're amazing. Her name is Maria Brink. In This Moment is the name of the band. This chick is like a goddess. And the amount of range that she has and the symphonic yet metal sound that they provide is just, it's epic. So check them out too, man. But you're right. I mean, the level of awesomeness that rock does provide, and also there's so many different genres. You know, you got your funk rock, you've got your pop rock, you still got punk, but it's not as punk anymore. And then you've got your metal, and then your black metal, and your death metal, and your grunge. It's got so much different stuff going on, and you just make it your own, and you can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Yeah, I mean, some of them start to do rap, and I know I listen to a lot of 21 Pilots.
Not a big fan, but you know what? They've got skills.
Yeah. I like the sound. I like the sound that they got, and then you hear them everywhere, like in gas stations and all that shit. So I mean, I'm just like, yo, I gotta hear it.
They must be doing something right?
Yeah. A lot of the rock genres, the song, like their numbers are ridiculous on like YouTube and all of that stuff. I mean, 100 million, and it's crazy.
So let me throw this number out at you. So next year, I think it's next year, 2001. The Metallica Black Album has been out for 30 years. That album still sells 5,000 to 6,000 copies of the CD every week, still to this day.
Jesus.
30 years of nothing but 5,000 to 6,000 every week.
Which what was that called?
That was the Metallica Black Album. Came out in 1991. It's the one that's got like Enter Sandman and stuff like that on it.
Okay.
It's like their most famous album. But yeah, that album still generates 5,000 to 6,000, album sales every week. Still 30 years later.
That's crazy, man.
And that's what rock does.
What do you think of Guns N' Roses? You gotta like them.
I like Slash. I don't like Guns N' Roses. They were overhyped, man. And Axl Rose was like the epitome of what everything rock should not be. Yeah. That whole, my throat hurts, but I'm going to sit here and drink a glass of champagne and smoke a cigarette and say I can't go on stage tonight.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I was never an Axl fan or a Guns N' Roses fan. Slash, on the other hand, I mean, that guy's still doing his thing. He's got 2 different bands that he does. You know, he works with a guy named Miles Kennedy, and they have a bunch of good albums out. But yeah, Slash is great.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses, nope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning, trying to find my field, but it's just I really just got involved with it, you know. Maybe
I'm
about a couple
I'm
months
gonna
ago.
I'll DM you on Instagram, and I'll
Yeah.
send you a list of rock that you need to listen to.
Hey, please do. I mean, I'm really gonna hold you to that. And I'll get in contact with you if if you don't.
Please do.
I'm gonna become one of them stalkers.
Hell, I mean, when your new EPA drops, we'll have you back on, and we'll promote the shit out of it.
Hey, let's do it.
Dude, I have no problem bringing you back on. I've had a great fucking time.
Me too, man.
But I appreciate you again, man, and I'll definitely hit you up on Instagram, and we'll definitely do this again another time because I think we still have a lot more to talk about. I want to hear some more of what you've got to offer, and when this new EP drops, I want to promote the hell out of it for you, bro.
Man, that'll be a blessing, man. I really appreciate you.
Man, no problem. Hey, man, it's all like you said. It's all about making connections and making friends in this business.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm behind you, bro.
Hey, man, thank you, and vice versa. I mean, you know, whatever I can do, whatever I can do. I mean, because I would love to book you for a comedy show, man. I really would.
Bring me on, dude. I will have. But you gotta see. I'm the type of comedian that you gotta promote. You know, bring your Depends or bring your diapers because you will be pissing in your pants. I'm that kind of funny.
Yeah.
Not really, but you know, whatever. Hey. I'm gonna lie to everybody. They're gonna come there and be like, "Oh, he sucks," but I'm wearing a diaper, motherfucker. I got you. That's the biggest joke of the night.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. I mean. Shit, you performing? You want to book a comedian before you perform? I'm all about you. I will open for you, brother.
Hey, man.
I'll roll up that crowd.
That's all. Let me make sure I got your. Yeah, man. We definitely gotta stay in touch, man. I enjoy this. This is probably the first interview that I'm like, you know, I still kick it up here. You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's what that's what the show's all about, dude. It's not about that hokey. So tell me, what's your biggest inspiration?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I don't. No, I can read that. I read that. You know, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're gonna promote what you got to promote, but I want to know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to know Iamkeynotes. I want to know who Keyon is. And
exactly.
I found out a lot about that tonight. So thank you very much, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for asking me, man.
No problem, dude. But I'll definitely keep in touch, and we'll definitely have you back.
That sounds like a plan.
All right, man. You have a good one now.
All right, you too.
All right, brother. Woo! What a great dude. What a great dude. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. And earlier I lied. I said I didn't have a band on. I lied. I do. They're here. They're waiting. So I'm gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And with Michael Waskey and the Underground Weathermen. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanky after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products, all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dcproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. And all the links are down below in the YouTube video. And they're also on the website and everywhere else like that. Get yourself some nice, beautiful beard products. And so help support the channel and help support them because they're a great fucking company. Independently owned company that deserves some extra help. But without any further ado, please welcome to the show Michael Waskey and the Underground Weathermen.
Thanks for having us.
That's all. The stage is yours, man.
Sorry?
I said the stage is yours.
Oh, okay. I was trying to have a conversation with you, but that's okay. I was going to ask you what color underwear you were wearing, and if you believe in social media or not. Okay, here, the song's called Less Than More. I know there's no one else. I know that life is forward. Look at your fingertips. I know there's no one else. I know there's no one else. I know that life is forward. I start talking to myself. I realize the enemy is trapped inside me. It's making awful mess. It's not plenty and whatever life. Reaching the politics of life. Nothing more related. I know there's no one else. I know there's no one else. Anything at all. I won't die innocent with my conscience tearing me apart. Pass you by. Yeah! All right. Hey guys, we are the Underground Weathermen. Glad you're here. Thanks for listening, hanging out. Hey Joe, I just turned the effects off on that pedal because it was like real effecty. That song was called Less Is More. This guy right here, his name is Jesse Kirshner. And this next song is called Give. And trust me, and trust me, all right, that song is called Give. Thank you. So we're from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Forrest, where are you from, brother? This is Forrest Anderson. Canada. I knew it. I was like, you're from Ohio or Canada?
My ancestors came from Canada down to Ohio. You look like a Viking. 10 generations ago.
Hey, you should buy some of that Viking beer stuff and then put it on your dog.
I'm Scottish and Swedish. Those are the two ancestors I rest in horrible things.
Okay.
Hey,
All right,
Michael.
that's fair.
Michael.
Hey, Mike, you trying to say something?
Yes.
Hey, can you turn up your guitar a little bit?
Which one?
The acoustic guitar?
Yeah, the acoustic.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Joe, you got that?
Really?
Thank God for Joe Bryant of the wonderful band. I shouldn't have spoke so many guns earlier. Of the wonderful band Heavy Fred. We love that band. They're good guys. But we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. This next song is called Picture Perfect. There you go. Thank you. You turned the effects so download it on the Google. I mean, dude, my voice is so good, it doesn't even need effects. You know what I mean?
Blasphemy, Mike.
It's like, I know. Just turn it, you know what? Just turn the vocal down. That's what we should do. Okay, anyway. We got a couple more tunes for you. Worst.
Oh, what? I'm on the internet, right?
You're on the internet. This next song is called, you know what, we're going to do, this next song is called My Car. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes!
Yeah.
You're my car.
This song is about metaphors.
It is? I thought it was about a car.
Okay, this song's called My Car's Getting Better, and it goes like this. All right, that song's called My Car's Heating. We've got one more tune for you guys. We appreciate you hanging out, listening. Thanks, Derek, for having us on to the Suck It podcast. We do appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you next time. But if not, I guess that means one of us died in a fiery car accident. Which one is? Oh, yeah?
What about a drug overdose?
Yeah, that's cool too, I guess.
That's overplayed.
Yeah.
Over the drug overdose.
What song is that again? Okay, this song's called Write a Letter. This really is about the first time that Jesse got a cell phone and was like, Mike, I don't even believe in the internet anymore. Or something. No, social media, that's what he said. All right, this song's called Write a Letter. It's about the way things used to be.
It's some USPS.
Time to each my I've been giving up 22 years. You see, the rain never stops. I can't keep my hands. Can't coach me up for this final frontier. Till the Picked me on this path than the way it used to. Maybe God forbid we could speak face to face. I'm feeling ready for you are All right, guys, thanks very much. We're the Underground Weathermen. My name is Michael Waskey. You can check us out at michaelwaskey.com or facebook.com/the Underground Weathermen. And we have a MySpace too. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. My name is Michael Waskey. This is Jesse Kirster, Forrest Anderson, Devin, and Kit Brown. Thank you, Darren, for having us on your wonderful podcast. And everyone have a great night. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Michael. You guys have a good night.
Thank you, Darren.
Love you.
All right. So that's our Tuesday. Great performance by the Underground Weathermen. Great interview with Iamkeynotes. And you know, the hits just keep on coming. Tomorrow, I have a beautiful young artist by the name of Kai Rose on the show. Should be a definite good interview that I hope everybody checks out, because you know what? This chick is going places, and it would be a shame not to give her the props that she deserves. So definitely come back again tomorrow for Miss Kai Rose, because you know what? Shit's going to go down like it always does here on Sucker Podcast. But until then, peace, stay healthy, stay heavy, and as always, stay happy. Peace.